Welcome from me, Cammy Bell and Peter Watson to the Black and Gold Podcast Weekend Review. Thanks for joining us on our new review show where we'll look at everything Scottish football and the weekend that's just passed and what Scottish football's got ahead of us this week as well. Pete, where else to start?
There's only one place to start.
Listen, the biggest result of the weekend, biggest incident packed.
Probably the most talked about.
Yeah,
I would say if we're going to talk about Scottish football.
So we're saying Friday night, 6 p.m. the internet explodes. The first episode of the Black and Gold Podcast was released. Banks and that, nobody could access their banks. Friday night, 6 p.m. we got our first episode out. Happy with it?
Aye, we've had a decent response, haven't we?
Yeah.
There's not been too much negative, but I mean, it's got to come. But it's there to listen. If you don't enjoy it, don't listen.
It's a fickle game, football, isn't it? So
game.
they'll be at it soon. But no, it was. I think we're about nearly 800 views on YouTube, which is good going for.
And we've got a big family, so that's probably
family and friends helping us out there. It was.
Well, it was a stress, though, wasn't it? Friday night.
You were stressed.
Oh my God!
Honestly, anybody that's watching this, you should have seen the state of this guy on Friday. Anybody that's good at social media want to help us, please reach out to us because he nearly got divorced on Friday.
Spotify, Instagram, YouTube. What was that again? Facebook. Oh my God. It was brutal. It was horrible because you had to do each one individually, and I didn't.
You were genuinely stressed when I seen you.
It was horrible.
But you got there. You done well, to be fair, because I've absolutely.
A wee bit later than it was 25 past. It got on by the time it loaded.
It's a learning journey, isn't it? Otherwise, have a good weekend.
Great. Well, football nearly spoiled it. We'll go right into the Annan game, Cammy.
Yeah. Let's start right with the Annan game. 1-1 draw against Dumbarton at home. Again, obviously I seen it coming in when I was working on Saturday. I never actually seen the red card early on the game coming in, so I seen the result and I thought maybe a disappointing one.
I don't think he needed to come out, to be honest.
Brett Long, the goalkeeper.
I don't think he needed to come out.
Was it just a ball over the top, or what was it?
Kind of threw ball over the top, and it looked further out than. I've not actually seen it back on highlights yet. If there's something come out.
Who was running through?
Woody. No, Luca.
Luca, right.
Ross, wee Modric.
And then he just took him out, cleaned him up.
It wasn't that bad, really, but it was a
stopping a goal scoring opportunity.
Goal scoring opportunity, and I think that with the letter of the law, he's got to go.
He's got to go. 18 minutes though, so it's a long time, and it's hard. Like, see, when you play against 10 men, especially, did they have the lead at that point?
They did. They scored out of the doors.
Right. So, and again, they've got something to hold on and sit in. So it's hard. I think it's.
Go on, sorry.
No, I think see, when you've got a mindset of they're down to 10 men early in the game, Annan will win the game. Yeah. It's so difficult. It's really hard.
They've got, like you say, they've got something to hold on to. It's like the Alamo. You're just chucking the balls in and trying to get through them, but they actually camped in really well and brought the shape in tight. But they did actually have chances after that. I know.
Did they?
And in fairness, their goalie, it turns out he was 16 years old.
Right.
Come on, fair play. Come on. Did we test him that much? Probably no. Not as much as he should have. They had the wind the first half, so that didn't really help. They used the wind quite well, I thought. First half they come at us, started quite well, and then we started to get back, started to get into the game a wee bit, but just not enough. We didn't have that. It didn't seem like we had the cutting edge just to get that goal. But then finally got it. Obviously, Gauza scored
92nd,
93rd minute.
Yep.
He's saying it maybe wasn't his, but he's claiming. Well, I'd claim it.
What was it? Was it a?
Well, Ryan Muir came on, and he whipped about 3 or 4 balls in that corridor of uncertainty.
Oh, between the goalie and the defender. Any ball that came in the box when I was a goalie was uncertain.
But no, there was some really good balls. We did have some chances, a couple of shots from outside the box. Had a lot of corners, but again, Ryan's ball across the box, and then it got fired back.
How was the mood after the game?
Disappointed,
right?
Although this is what I was saying to them after, and it's easy to be negative after, because you wanted to win. Naturally, obviously the manager and everyone wants to win, but you have to try and take some positives out of it. And I know, like Belly was saying, you can't clutch onto a draw and think that's a good result. And I totally agree. Again, but if you go in the back of 3 defeats, yes, then we beat Stranraer 5-1. Impressive.
Breaks the run of your defeats in the league.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Trying to get that message off through to the point. And it's hard because they were disappointing as well. The mood wasn't that great.
That's what you want to see. You don't 100%. Want to see, again, high-fiving because it's a 1-1 draw and you've scored in the last minute, which is always a good time to score because it's a feel-good factor. Even if it was a draw that you expected to win, it still makes you feel quite good when you score late on.
And again, without being disrespectful to Dunbar, and at home you want to win those games when you're playing against similar part-time teams to ourselves.
Yep.
So we were aiming obviously to win the game, and just it didn't seem to click. But again, like 1 point's better than that, so it might be important come the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. Good crowd at the game, or what was it?
374, something like that. To be specific.
So our punt in the podcast, did it help or did it not?
I think maybe they're all sitting here watching.
Still watching. It's negative effect. Everyone's at home watching us. Well, that's good. As long as it keeps on growing, hopefully the fans can get behind the club because the old 12th man thing, it does exist. It does exist.
It's huge, isn't it? You know, like when the fans behind you, it does help massively. Like, and even if you are getting 500-600 at a game, it's better than 300.
Oh, definitely.
It does help. It's mentally. It's as good. It is good. What were you up to the weekend anyway?
I was on the results show at 4:30 till 5:30. I was on Saturday for the BBC. It was good actually. There was 5 games on Premier wise on Saturday, so it was busy. We had a few problems with our presenter. Couldn't hear the production team in his ear, so I was like trying to mouth over where we were going to next. So like obviously we had reporters at the game, and I was trying to say like we thought out of screen when Julie, the co-pundit beside me, was speaking, then I was trying to mouth over to David Curry, who's the presenter, where we were going next, because I could hear Margaret, our production team, in my ear saying, we're going to Aberdeen, so I'm Aberdeen. So it was challenging, and what the lassie was running in and out trying to sort of earpiece, so it was a bit, we were just laughing, to be fair, we were alright with it, so
quite relaxed.
Yeah, we don't get too stressed. Things happen. I've seen it when people have been trying to fix things, and then we cut back to us on live screen, and they've had to hide behind the sofa behind us, and they're literally hidden, crawling behind the sofa, trying to get out of sight. So, these things happen.
It will happen. See if it's not a professional setup like this. It might well happen. Don't get that here.
No, you're right. Everyone's seamless. So, on Facebook, I seen there was a couple of negative comments about the Annan game.
After the game?
Yeah, just obviously Willie had his interview and stuff, and then you get this, listen, it's football and everyone's entitled to their own opinion as well. So, but do you think they're justified, or just a bit of frustration, or where's that coming from?
You know fine well. There's always going to, you're putting yourself in a platform on the pitch, obviously. Mm-hmm. They're trying their best. When fans are entitled to their opinion, I don't think there's anything to worry about. See, if everyone was all hunky-dory, and you wouldn't see that comments, I don't think anyone's that bothered about it. Obviously, it's valid opinions. Totally, that's fine. Everyone can say what they want, but just does it help necessarily? No. Listen, I never think negative comments help, but it's part and parcel of football, isn't it? You've got to get used to it. You get thrown at you personally, as a team you get thrown at you as well, so you just need to deal with it. Again, a few folks saying the worst performance they've seen at Gallbank in years. I was kind of like, well, it's a 1-1 draw against the Band, it can't be the worst performance. I played. I was seeing a lot.
Mustn't have seen you.
That was the reason they were worse. Again, might well. That's their opinion. Yep. There's nothing you can say. That's fine to pay their money. If that's what you think, that's no problem. We can only try. I've said that. What you can say is everyone was disappointed. It was within the changing room walls. So. And
everyone's given 100%, so you can't.
I might not look at sometimes. Kind of totally agree. Sometimes you think, he's chucked it, or whatever. But deep down, they wouldn't be.
It's few and far between players that you've played with, and I'm the same, that you've played with it. You think, they're no balling their arse today. They're trying. It's just maybe from the outside when you're watching it, it maybe doesn't look like they're trying, but they definitely are. They're giving 100%. Maybe just not happening for them in that game. Again, fans sometimes look at it and think, oh, he's not running. Why is he not running? But there's circumstances in it.
Sometimes you don't want to get pulled out of shape or whatever. Sometimes you got to just take your hat off to the other team.
Yeah.
They maybe made it hard for us in whatever. It is what it is. But like I say, you're going to go into next week. We're going to wait Arbroath, aren't we?
Arbroath, yep.
Wait Arbroath, again, tough place to go. Just with the travel and there'll be a decent opposition. But we've hopefully have a bit of confidence because we've played them
earlier on
in the Cup. So, and we had a decent result. Obviously, they'll have improved. New manager.
Mm-hmm.
2 managers. They've got co-managers, haven't they?
Yeah.
Gold and...
Mm-hmm. I can't remember
his
name.
No,
I can't remember his name. Aye. No, it'll be a tough game, but weekend results, we're looking through the divisions, any ones that stick out to you that you think were a good result?
No, well, even if you look at our one, it's much, isn't it? The first 9 games, you're figuring out who's who,
yep.
Trying to see what stats you can build from that game for the next time you play them. It's no... you want to win every game naturally, but I don't think there's... It's tough to say. It's the next one's important, because it's the first 9 games and you're just trying to suss out who's who. I don't think again what Willie touched on from the podcast, there doesn't seem to be someone who's running away with it.
Well, it's interesting that because again looking at the whole of Scottish football from Saturday and obviously Friday night there was a game, Dunfermline v Raith. Results that I looked at, Falkirk again, 5 wins out of 5 in the Championship is an incredible...
How long do you say it's been?
Over a year, because they were unbeaten last year in the league, and then they're still unbeaten this year. But they've won every game this year, and that's the big thing for me, is knowing quite a bit about Championship football and covering it quite a lot, that see you put a run of wins together, that's
not even just not get beat.
So difficult, like to win 5 games in a row in the Championship, because you look at the teams that are in there, they're all very, very similar. If you're 20% off your game, you won't pick up 3 points, and that's how important it is. Like, so I think that was a brilliant result away to Airdrie, who are a decent outfit as well. Rhys McCabe's a good manager, so. But it just shows you they've just took momentum from obviously your league last year to into the Championship and continuously going.
They're a big club, though, aren't they?
Oh, massive.
Do it right. Good players.
I was there for a short period, but it was a huge club. Like, there's some well supported. I'm imagining when you guys went there last season.
Crowd, they brought a brilliant crowd away. They brought maybe 600-700 fans to the away games.
Mm-hmm. Celtic 2-0 against Hearts at home.
What are you saying about Nazy then?
Nazy, I think they'll take a lot of positives from Saturday watching the game. They were better, much better than they've been. The Celtic actually hadn't... It was the longest they'd been held in a game. They'd scored previously every game this season before 17 minutes. Mm-hmm. And Hearts held them for long periods. It ended up being a penalty that sort of changed the game. It was Penrice, the left back, handballed it. It was a handball for me. It was a cross coming into the box. It's one of them ones where he's turning, he's got his hand out, it hits his hand. It was a penalty. But Hearts actually got denied a penalty before that. Scales, it was Shankland headed onto Scales' arm. But actually, it was very hard to see. We watched it in the studio a number of times, and it actually hit his t-shirt line. So the t-shirt line now isn't a penalty. But it was very, very difficult to see.
So that's the top half of the arm. It's not a penalty now.
Aye, so it's mental. But it's hard as well. Even like Penrice one, people disagree because he is turning, but I just feel as if he was trying to bring his arm back in as well. Mm-hmm. But when he was turning, I felt as if it was too wide. He was making his silhouette, as I say, wider. But then he was trying to bring in, but it was too late. It hit his arm when it was out there. So it was a kind of controversial moment. Another controversial moment was the St Mirren Kilmarnock game, which ended up 2-2. Killie got a man sent off. I want to say it's their either 4th or 5th red card of this season already. Incredible. Joe Wright's 2nd red card of the season, definitely, because he got sent off against St Johnstone recently in the league, and it was a corner, and Sean Rooney's marking him, and it's everyone's actually piled in on the goalkeeper, and their sort of penalty spot is just them isolated, and then as the ball comes in, you just see Sean Rooney hitting the deck, and nothing's really said of it. A minute later, play continues. The referee gets told to stop the game. It goes over to the screen. VAR have intervened, and Joe Wright's uppercutted Sean Rooney in the gooch. actually, in the Ham Haws, give him one there, which was obviously a straight red card. And Derek McInnes said he's fined him 2 weeks' wages.
Is he?
Aye, after the game, that was in his interview.
You
So
should have bit them.
put them in his mouth. But aye, a strange one to go in. Ever dinged it? Ever been hitting the balls or?
Oh, all the time. But do you know what? Andy Aitken got sent off for grabbing someone by the balls.
Well, that's happened this season. That's happened this season in the Premier League as well. I want to say it was a St Johnstone player. He'd already received his second yellow card, and there was a bit of a fracard in the players when it was against Holty,
right?
At Dundee United,
right.
And then he came over and he's gave him a good grab of his nuts, and then Holty's fell over, obviously, and then that was he basically got another red card for that and moved on. But it was a bit silly, that one. Certainly, I think Joe Wright maybe thought he'd get away with the old uppercut gooch. But Andy got sent off, did he?
I'm sure I was there watching that again. My dad took us up. We used to follow Queens a bit my dad was a big Queens fan. We used to go and watch, and then Andy, because he worked for my dad, he used to jump in the van with us on the way home.
Yep.
I can't remember where it was, but I'm sure he got sent off for smacking or grabbing someone's balls.
Aye. Do you think it'll probably happen quite a bit in the lower leagues now? I was
watching Saturday.
Yep.
Charlie Barnes and their boy, was it Matt Shields? Matt Shields, is it?
I think so, aye.
Number 22 or 23 on Saturday. Good player, big lad. They were having a bit of a set too, like every time the ball was away, they were giving a nudge, stamping on the toes, kind of elbowing. Don't mind that. Like it's off the ball, the refs no watching it. Mm-hmm. It's just part of the game sometimes, isn't it?
How would VAR fit in lower leagues?
Would it work?
Would it work? So. No.
Well, I mean, it's the same concept. It's the same game. But
everyone would have to change dramatically the way they played, as you say. If there's folk elbowing and grabbing, and there's probably a wee bit more wrestling in the lower leagues than there is in the top flight. They would have to adjust quite a lot.
Well, you'll have seen it obviously going up through when you went with Rangers. What did you think? It was more physical in the lower league?
Yeah.
Do you?
Aye, no, definite. I think it's weird that I've spoken about this before, where I've said that I remember in the same season I played with Partick Thistle in the Championship, and then I went on loan and played with St Johnstone in the Premier League in the same season. Second half I went on loan to St Johnstone, and I actually think playing in the Championship was harder than the Premier League in terms of the intensity, the speed. You would have, for me personally, you would have strikers coming and closing you down. Like, we'd run and chase you as soon as you got a pass back. Not so much in the Premier League. When you were playing at the top flight, strikers dropped off, saved their energy because it was better quality. Don't get me wrong. You were facing harder shots to save, all that. But I just felt like it in the Championship, again, corners coming in, it was physical. It was a fight. Maybe a wee bit more thought to it in the Premier League from set piece wise. So I was weird. I always remember that season.
For more fumbles in the Premier League for that sort of stuff.
So again, there's probably a little bit more go in the Championship, I would say, than what they did in the Premier League. But I definitely thought that, because I remember my first game for St Johnstone was against Rangers at Ibrox, and we drew 0-0 actually, and I just thought, I've had harder games in the Championship this season than what that was. So it just shows you. But again, work rate, we spoke about that on the last episode. Guys down the league maybe work that little bit harder, but don't have that quality to be at the top level. So it's interesting, but I think it would be hard for VAR being in the lower leagues.
I don't think it would be feasible. I just don't. You'd be stopping it all the time. And I'll be honest, right?
8v8.
I'm obviously not wanting to go on, but I think everyone's more or less of the same opinion. Some of the refereeing decisions are tough. Like, they're tough to take. I mean,
yeah.
And like some of them are the same refs that are doing Championship, and are the same. They go into Premier League, don't they?
I think they get. I think they have to obviously go through stages to. And again, I do think they get marked down if they've had a poor game. There's obviously a lot of people watching them. I know that they're trying to get better. Do you know what I mean?
It's a tough.
It's a hard gig.
22 men to control on a pitch and the emotions, and it happens that fast, doesn't it?
I think local ref Lloyd, he's done well. He's worked his way up through the leagues. managing a number of...
He's a good lad, I know.
Aye, I think he's a good ref. I quite like him.
When he comes down, everyone thinks that he gives Annan a hand.
But that's just the local mentality.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't think any ref will go in. I think they'll ref it as they see it.
Aye.
But then if you're from somewhere or somebody thinks you support a certain team, then it's always that, oh, he's giving us nothing today.
Yeah.
But I think he is a good ref, and he's one of the younger ones that hopefully will develop and being one of our top refs. So, this week looking forward to what's coming up. We've got obviously quite a quiet week. Saying quiet week. Champions League's back. Champions League
back,
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Is it?
Yes.
Nice.
So they spread it over all three in the first week of the fixture, because you've got a new setup as well, haven't they? It's like a league table rather than leagues, groups of four, sorry. So we've got obviously Celtic play Slovan Bratislava at home. I think that's a brilliant tie for Celtic to have. They've obviously... Celtic, touching on Celtic first, they've been really poor in Europe over the years, certainly the Champions League, struggled, but this is a game that Slovan Bratislava are the lowest ranked team that they could have got, so I think it's a great opportunity. They're flying as well.
Aye.
Flying this season.
Do you think... I was going to say, do you think... This is, and obviously it's one of the massive voids between Rangers and Celtic. It's the European money.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, massive.
So, I mean, just being there...
They're there, so they're guaranteed of millions and millions of pounds, which Rangers aren't. Rangers can't really close that gap unless they go pretty much all the way in the Europa League, which is very difficult because there's top teams in that as well. But I think with this new setup, what it does is it helps Celtic. Again, they get an extra 2 games. The opportunity, every game you win is worth like £1 or £2 million. So there's a huge amount riding on just a win. So they're in good financial places at the moment. I think Rangers would be desperate to be in the Champions League to try and have that opportunity, but they're not at the moment. But there's some other good games. Man City v Inter Milan looks good.
AC Liverpool.
I watched last night. I actually watched Napoli game, so I watched Scott McTominay and Billy Gilmore coming on. So they both came on as subs. I think they ended up winning. It was either 3 or 4-0. They beat Calgary. Lukaku's there. What a team they've got. I didn't really realise how good a team Napoli were and the players they've got. Incredible.
Have you got a bit of paper for that?
No. You got no information on that? No, they were like amazing, like really, really good team, and again it just shows you 2 Scottish lads going over there. Conte, aye. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't really realise until you do a wee bit of, I just watched them and I've seen all these names and I was like, wow, what a team they've got, and top manager. So they're great to see 2 Scottish lads going over there and hopefully cutting it, get more game time. They spent a lot of money on them, so you'd expect them to get quite a bit of game time. But really exciting, great opportunity. Looking forward to the Champions League this week, and then we've touched on it briefly, but our Annan again, going back to Annan, Arbroath at the week. What I would say is that the weekend, obviously you'll go into that knowing, as you said before, you've won that game in the League Cup. What was the score in that game? 3? Was it 3?
3-0, I think.
Did they get a guy sent off as well? I'm right in saying, or did they not? Maybe not. Maybe not. No. So it was a good 3-0 win.
Can't remember my memory.
Was he even there?
I'm sure I was there.
You selling the smokies at the side?
I'm smoking them. Smoking the fish.
Amazing. So 3-0. Were they decent? Were they good though?
It's the same as ever. Like, we had a full new, not a full new team, but a lot of new players. They probably had the same feeling out process in it, but they might have brought in different lads or changed formations, changed personnel, changed whatever else. Managers, obviously.
Yep.
So that'll have a massive impact on it, I think. And if they're not, I think they're sitting bottom, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, so, you're right.
I mean, touch wood, it would be nice to go up and get a result. It's a hard bit to go anyway, especially with the wind, on the way up.
Jesus, man.
Where are they? Did you get that wind machine on?
Done a couple of goal kicks here and they nearly flew back into main hands.
It's right into the water.
Brutal. Aye.
Kim, have you ever seen there's a wee fairground bit beside it, isn't there? There's always the folk on the trampoline. They've got the strings on and they're watching the game.
Busy watching them instead of the game. I remember when I was at Rangers and we went to Sacramento in America to play a friendly, and we were driving by. It was so bizarre. Pre-season friendly. We were on the bus and we're going to play this team, and you swung by and we drove by the back of a race course, and I'm thinking, driver's fucking lost here. Went past the race course into a cattle market, like literally cows either side of us, driving through the bus, and I was like, he's fucking definitely lost. The next minute you just go another 100 metres along the road, there's this football stadium, but then there's this massive fun fair behind it. Oh my god, see the whole of the second half, I just watched the big wheel going round and round. I couldn't concentrate, it was fucking horrendous. But aye, so that was a bizarre but kind of similar
Sacramento.
scenes. Sacramento. Similar scenes at Arbroath.
Aye, on a lower level, but like it might be in
the Waltzers.
When I was at Albion Rovers, I was out the squad when I was first there. Wasn't included in the squad at all, so me and a couple other lads were in the amusements before the game.
Playing the puggies.
Contemplating watching the game from the trampoline right now.
Probably better off. So hopefully you can get a result on Saturday.
Yes, and back to winning ways.
Bring us back to winning ways, and
because that's the campaign you want to do well in, obviously the league. But like I said, we needed that last week, the 5-1, and then Saturday it's a point. I get it. It's
something to build on.
It's something to build on. Yep. It's not a loss.
Yep.
Positive. Think positive.
Think positive, yeah. No, so thanks for joining us on the Weekend Review Show on the Black and Gold podcast. Please keep up to date with all our content by tuning in on all our social media channels. Please like, share and follow us, and continue to support us going forward. Thanks very much, and see you all soon.